Welcome back to the channel. All right, this is all going to be rank 2. This is all on the live server. This is all on my account. And I'm not just going to show her synergies. In fact, I got to the point where I'm like, I got to show her without synergies. I want to see what this is like. And I'm just as absolutely blown away. We're going to show these fights. Well, I'm just going to kind of talk about this. Like, I love Professor X. I pulled him, I awakened him. He's going to be my next rank 3. And I think Sigil Witch just made it so she's going to be the one following. I want to... You've got to see this. This is amazing. I was aware of these synergies, but I had just never really tested them with Sigil Witch. Shout out to a prominent, very valued person on my Discord server named Reed. Reed, you were right. You were right, buddy. Thank you for sharing that knowledge with us. All right, here is what's going on. I was just doing this fight here. That was 55,000. This is a special one. 129,000. This is a rank 2, no boost, nothing. That was one special one. 55 plus 130. That's 185,000 damage off the special one, people. Okay. This is not going to just be degen damage over and over, although I will show that to you too. I don't even know where to start. Here's where I will start. I was doing this on Realm of Legends, just kind of testing stuff out and just like amazed by this. I have a rough idea on how to play her. I've done a video on how to play her a couple of years ago, I think. I show this in my members only chat, right? My YouTube members chat here. And Ozfan, you've heard me talk about him a lot on this channel. Really smart players like, hey, the sigil's like coming out tomorrow. Now I don't know what to do. And I was like, I got to get this video. I'm going to fully test this. This is Sunday. I'm going to do it. So here we are. So I jumped into Act content and I just joined Act 9.1, Act 9. This is like as far out as it gets. And this fight, I do want to show you, though, this has Power Shield, okay? We're not going to only show Power Shield. We're going to show a lot of not Power Shield. And like I said, we're going to show her without the synergy. The synergy that I'm talking about, just so you know, it's actually with Quicksilver, and it's pretty nice for him, too. I'll be exploring that further. But on her side of it, with Sigil Witch, Scarlet Witch Sigil, when gaining 1 instability, gain a prowess buff, granting 50% special attack damage for 15 seconds, okay? That's a pretty long time. 50% is really nice. Remember, on her own, she can gain a prowess, gaining 129% special attack damage. The reason why this is such a big deal is kind of multifold, but it opens up a whole third source of significant damage. Remember, her SP2 has a lot of damage, but watch this. We're going to throw our SP1. I want to try to be a little coherent here for you. We're going to be throwing our special one, and this is the one that I think is going to hit for over 200,000 on its own. You just saw Realm of Legends, though, without the node increasing our special damage. There's 86,000 on one, and then the second hit is going to be for 201. So with the node and the increase in special damage, remember, though, we're getting no extra damage from hits, from degen, anything like that on that fight, okay? But that's what I'm saying is with this synergy, the special one becomes a significant source of damage. This is on top of the special 3 with the passive degen, which is a significant source of damage, and then the SP2, which has damaging sources on as well. We'll show that in the fight. So now I'm like, okay, let's do another lane in Act 9.1, right? This is can't stop, won't stop. Essentially, Mystics will get the unstoppable and all that stuff, which is really good. And there's a lot of nodes that ask for this, not just can't stop, won't stop, but nodes throughout the game where they're asking you to knock the defender down. Well, I happen to always run 5 out of 5 Mystic Dispersion. You don't need to, right? Some people think that's too much. That's fine. She's a champion that I'm very okay with. If I get pushed from a special 3, I do a massive degen. You'll see that. But so here we are. So we've done very little. We've finally knocked him down. So we finally got our unstoppable, and we're going to go in and throw our special one. That was 70,000, then 154,000. You look at this, we now have 4 of the prowesses. We have 4 of the furies, and we were just melting this dude. On top of all of this, and we'll show this, is when she parries, she has that 100% chance to nullify. When she came into the game, that seemed like really, really powerful, right? And if I recall correctly, they had to update her, this is my recollection, because she sometimes put unblockable on the opponent. Well, they made it so that she will, before that, she will nullify that unblockable. So you don't have to worry about that, and it's going to come up in a couple of these fights. So now we've got Footloose, which is a relatively difficult node to handle, right? Every single time the defender throws a special, they're going to get the evade and the unstoppable. Well, for her, it's just food. She's just going to nullify it. Mystic Resurgence is going to kick in. We're still running this synergy. Like I said, I'm going to show you without the synergy. I still love her without it. But watch, so he's unstoppable. He's going to evade now. He's even unblockable, and we just parry it. Parry it, take his unblockable, parry him again. He's done with those buffs. We threw this. I was surprised by this. I don't know why he didn't go block, or wasn't unstoppable. I don't know why he didn't block it. I'm not going to worry about it. It was consistently happening. I don't know if that's on her side or his side. Again, I'm not going to sweat it. And you can see we were just ramping up our special ones. We were doing, that one didn't crit, so we didn't have a tremendous amount of damage there. We don't have the Fury or anything like that, so you can kind of get a sense too of like what this looks like. And that's one of the things I'm starting to really, this is what I want to show you. So we're going to throw the special 3. He's at 45% health. This guy had close to 1 million health, if I remember correctly. Definitely over 900,000. At the end of this special 3, we're going to have taken off 23% of his health with a single special 3 that places a Degen that is now ticking for over 18,000 a tick. It was ticking for over 18,000 a tick. That's on top of the massive damage it did. The special 3 nullify up to 5 buffs on the champion, on the opponent. Each buff nullified this way increases the attack rating for this by 1,659. Again, remember, this is a rank 2 Scarlet Witch. This is my live account. This is not a rank 3 even yet. And then the special 3, remove all instabilities which she's gaining over the course of the fight to inflict a passive Degen dealing 15,210 direct damage over 10 seconds. Okay, so you get it. So let's continue on here. I do have her with the Ghost Rider Relic. I do think that is very much helping the Degen damage. When I test her more, I am actually going to test her with the Sorcerer one. I can't think of which one it's called. Not Iron Fist, but the other one. Because of the way she can gain power. You can hold your heavy, you get rid of an instability, and then you gain a full bar of power over 10 seconds. It's a really nice way to manage your instabilities, right? In general, you want to be throwing these special ones. You're going to get your instabilities up. Then you're going to go in. You can throw your special 2, which has 3 different damaging resources. I will show you that on another fight. And then if you want to, you can go to your special 3 and land that really powerful special 3 and all of those degens. Now, I was like, okay, I want to see what she looks like without the synergy. She's amazing with the synergy. I think Quicksilver is phenomenal. Those 3 make a great questing team together anyway. Can handle so much for you. But let's go ahead and see what she looks like without it, right? Because maybe you can't bring in Quicksilver, maybe it's EOP style fight. I don't know. Again, I like to get out good information to you all. I like to test things. So here we are. This is her without a single synergy. This is just what she looks like. We're going to take like 3 or 4 fights, if I remember correctly. It's the same can't stop, won't stop, because I think that's a lane that's good for her. There's buffs we can nullify. And also, it's a threat, right? I don't want to just show you Realm of Legends. Like, this is actually a threat. Like, this is a node where you need to answer it. All right, so we threw all the special ones. We don't have a lot of our instabilities. The instabilities, by the way, you can get 1 on any special activation. And then on your special 1, you gain an additional 1. So that's why you're throwing all your special ones beginning, which is why that synergy is just so bonkers for her, because that's what you're doing anyway. So now you can see we've got our instabilities going. We threw our special 3. Remember, that takes your instabilities. We've got this really nice Degen going that's being helped out by the Ghost Rider Relic. And this guy is just going down. Like you can see, remember, we parried, we took his unblockables. So that itself, to me, too, and we'll talk about this on the final fight. I'll kind of give like an overall analysis on where she's at. Because to me, this is eye-popping, right? But we're getting rid of these buffs. It's charging us up. The flow on her is ridiculous. In Battlegrounds, I think the Mystic Dispersion might be a little bit annoying. She's like, no, I needed to get this fight over now. But in questing and war, who cares? Who cares? Like, if you get pushed in your special 3 and you throw that, and now you throw a passive Degen that's only ticking for 20,000. Oh no, right? Like, who's going to complain about that? Her special 3 animation is even relatively short. That guy had the same amount of health. It was 1 minute and 34 seconds with a pretty difficult node. Every time he throws a special, he's going to go unstoppable and also get the evade. Normally on that fight, you need a slow to handle that, or you're power controlling the heck out of it. And she's just like, no, we're good. We're going to use those buffs for food. Additionally, if he goes unblockable, I'm going to steal it for myself. That's flow. That's great flow. That's 5 out of 5 flow as far as my tier list is concerned. So here we are. We're going in here against Storm. I think this is the fight. No, I think it's the next one. Where it's like, I want to show them the special 2 because it does things as well. We've shown the special 1. It's a nice ramp when you have the synergy with Quicksilver. You were hitting for over 100,000. You saw that in Realm of Legends. You saw it in the fights where we weren't increasing our special damage. It's real. It's a thing. So now here we are, we're nullifying these buffs. I think we're gonna push our special 3, yeah. So you know what happens with the special 3. I'll tell you what happens to special 2 so that when we do the next fight, you'll know what's coming. On the special 2, each hit inflicts a random debuff. Duration is increased by 20% for each buff on either champion. Now remember, you're often taking her into fights with buffs, you're putting buffs on, you're getting buffs for your instabilities. It's really, really a beautiful thing. And then you're getting 3 of these debuffs. The first one is a poison, dealing 8,849 direct damage over 10 seconds. Poison also reduces the opponent's regen rate by 30%. The second one inflicts Cold Snap, dealing the 889 again, 8,849, sorry. And then the other one is Incinerate, dealing 8,849. You're gonna, each hit inflicts a random one. So when you know that they are not immune to one of those, it's a great time to use it. Significant damage. And then remember, each hit inflicts a random debuff. Durations increased by 20 seconds for each buff. So if a champion's got a lot of buffs, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Here we're going in against this Howard the Duck. Talk about a champion with a lot of buffs. We're going to get shot up to our special 3 pretty fast here, if I remember correctly. But this was a node in 9.1. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but we wanted to be throwing our specials a lot. So again, there's often nodes. It's a very common node type to be like, you need to knock them down. You have 10. You did this thing. You have 10 seconds to knock the defender down. Having a lot of power means access to more specials. More openings for your heavy, of course, as well too. So you're doing that. Here's another one where like you need to be throwing a special. You did a thing, you now need to throw a special. So a champion who's gaining power like this, phenomenal. Phenomenal for it. We've thrown 3 special 2s here. You can see this is ticking for a pretty good amount. We didn't have a lot of time to build up a lot of instabilities, but it's going fine here. We had 9 Furies at a point in time, so there's a randomness to her, but I'm currently not minding it at all. In fact, I'm kind of excited about it because by and large, for the most part, these things help you. And even if you happen to get something that's not helping you that much, like if you get the armor up, another buff is coming really, really soon. You're seeing how quickly these fights are going. And it's not like it was sought out certain fights. I just started joining Act 9, and here's what it was. You know, the fights where she couldn't be used, she just obviously couldn't be used. The fights where she could be used, she could. To get this out. I hope this is helpful for you. Is she alone worth going to get the sigil? No, absolutely not. This is no champion in the game anymore is a must-have. You've got to have them where you're not going to be able to do the game sort of champion. No one is. Is she really powerful? Yeah. I've already on my own gone and updated her rankings on my tier list. Hopefully, I'm sure you're familiar with them by now. The Illuminati will take a look at it when it's time for us to do the full update in February. She's in our 3rd tier, which remember is one I'm always telling you, these are great champions. These are phenomenal champions. If it is helpful to you, change the name of the tier to the God tier. This is a God tier champion. You're seeing the damage she's doing. Without the synergy, she has great damage off of her special 2 with a variety of damaging debuffs. She's got a special 3 with a passive degen. There's also another way I didn't get to show you where you can actually just get a powerful degen just by playing her and your instabilities if you have enough for a certain amount of time. Then if you get the synergy with Quicksilver, the special 1 becomes an absolute nuke, as you saw, hitting for well over 100,000. If you're on nodes like Power Stone, I think it's going over 200,000. And that loop is ramping you for the rest of her, which is part of what I like. We talk all about that, like flow. It is very hard for a fighter defender in a node where you're supposed to be taking her to knock her off of what she's trying to do. She doesn't have any immunities. She's not handling any of what I call like the big 3 defensive threats in evade or auto block or miss. That being said, one that they throw at us a lot is unblockable. Now, sometimes it's passive, but when it's a buff, she can nullify it just by parrying. I really like this champion. I'm excited to play her more. If you've already got the sigil, get her. Just get her, right? You're already getting it. As far as the awakened ability, now I think Reed said that they really liked the awakened ability. I'm currently not. It's definitely, again, not a reason to get the sigil. It's just coincidental that this is coming out when the sigil is. Like I said, my channel member Ozfan said, hey, like this is happening. It's like, oh, I should get it out. So I've not had time to test the awakened ability. What I will do is I will go and I will ask Reed about it, get their feedback and that sort of thing. And then I will leave it in a pinned comment on this video. As usual, let me know what we think we got right. Let me know what we think we got wrong. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying your Sigil Witch. I know I am. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.